The Heroes of Greyhawk is a game played by adults and recorded for an adult audience. Sometimes we use adult language and explore adult topics. Consider yourself warned.
In our last session, our heroes woke from a mostly restful slumber to find themselves trapped within the shadowy realm, still trapped. Having taken sanctuary in a strange tavern known as the House of Black Lanterns, they sampled Granny Morgan's pie and made nice with the tavern's patrons, including their long-deceased companion, an awkward and young mage by the name of Spugnoir, who had found his way to this place under his own mysterious otherworldly circumstances. Nori and Xanthi inquired with the innkeeper, a smiling black-skinned tiefling named Jarl, hoping to ascertain the whereabouts of a place referred to as the Fortress of Memories and learn more about the Countess and this strange land, the rules of engagement, as it were. Jarl did his best to caution them against this ill-advised quest, the fortress having become the lair of she who shall not be mentioned. Jarl referred to this realm as the Shadowlands and warned that those who die within its grasp are often cursed to experience the moments of their death over and over and over still. What had once been a place of transition, he explained, had now become a prison for many a poor soul doomed to eternal unrest. Despite these warnings, Nori persisted with her questions, determined to find the fortress and hoping to discover what had become of her brother, Nalvin. The Jarl suggested that they seek counsel with the strange travelers who call themselves Vistani, specifically an elder of their tribe, a seer by the name of Madam Eva Blackwood, somewhat of a familiar name to some of the party members. And to find the Vistani, Jarl directed them to visit Dead Man's Cross. He also warned them to be wary of bandits on the road, minions of she who shall not be named, and creatures called Nightwalkers, terrifying incarnations of the negative plane. After bidding Spectral Spug farewell, the party traveled north along the dust-covered road through a colorless wasteland. After what seemed like hours, the party happened upon a crossroads marked by a weathered signpost festooned with an ancient corpse bound to its crosspieces. A desiccated husk, its skin black as night and hard as boiled leather, its eyelids stitched closed and its lips pulled back around its teeth to form a broken, terrifying grin. With another step closer, the party was surrounded by spectral warriors. Their leader introduced himself as General Zelenko Vasilov Todorov of the Order of the Shadow Moon. The general ordered the party to bend a knee to the Countess, swearing fealty to the true Lord of the Shadowlands and to seal their loyalty with blood sacrifice. If they did, the general promised that they would be returned to the place from whence they'd come. Never one to bend a knee and certainly not ready to leave the Shadowlands, Nori immediately drew her sword and the battle began. It waged on at the foot of Dead Man's Cross, the Countess's minions straining to destroy Nori and her companions and claim her weapon, Orvan's Gladius, for his own. But this would not be his fate. Instead, the general, bested by Nori's fatal blow and her companion's relentless fury, fell to the ground, his vengeful glare giving way to a look of sorrow. And as he began to flicker out of existence, he warned Nori and her companions that he and his warriors would reform in a day's time and be sent to hunt them down, to destroy them. With his last breath, the general revealed that the Countess could be stopped, that her greatest vulnerability lay in her insatiable desire to please the Horned Ones. And with that, he faded back into the mists. Nori mentioned the name Eva Blackwood, and the shriveled, desiccated corpse upon the signpost creaked as the leather of its skin cracked. It turned its head, glaring with stitched eyes towards our party, one of its arms tearing from the signpost that it had been nailed to with an iron spike and pointing in a direction of one of the 5 roads leading from this crossroads. With that, Xanthi let loose a blood-curdling scream. At least that's how I imagined it. And as it echoes through this silent, shadowy landscape, we rejoin our companions standing still at the foot of the Dead Man's Cross with their path laid out for them. My friends, at this moment in this adventure, what would you like to do?
Nori will put her arm up on Xanthi. Steady yourself. We don't want to make too much noise. I think, that the big creature out there, please don't scream again. The big creature might hear us. He's not...
Say that! Are you going to jinx us?
This guy is not going to do anything. Let's just get out of here.
He just pulled himself free from the thing with his hand. So,
He's just...
yeah.
He's pointing. Do you need some air? I fan her a little bit.
Helpful compared to the rest of them.
All we had to do is say the name.
Let's get out of here.
Is that who we want to find right now, or do we want to find the memory?
I think Eva will help us find the memory place.
As you say that, I would like each of you to make a wisdom saving throw for me, please. Alrin?
19. Starting
Desmond.
out hot tonight.
Yeah, that was great. Desmond.
7.
Xanthi.
16.
Sorry? What was it?
16.
Okay. Nori?
1.
Nori and Desmond. I would like you each to roll a d6 for me.
Four.
Desmond? Okay.
5.
Okay. I'm going to send you...
9 Nightwalkers appear.
That's right. I'm going to send you a message, but you can talk amongst yourselves for a minute while I pull this message together.
Does anybody else need a rest of any kind? I don't think we should just sit here, but
I need one.
maybe
but
down the road a little bit.
What do you want to bet that this Eva Blackwood might have a place where we could rest?
No, I don't mean like a long one. Just hang
Maybe
out,
a short one.
patch our wounds, and then keep moving.
That doesn't really do anything for me, or hardly anything. But, if you guys need it.
You got beat up a little bit in that fight.
I mean, I still have some spells I could cast. If you want them. What do you guys think?
I mean, I
Should
could
sit
use
on me.
What? Sorry?
I could use some healing, but we could also take a rest too. Just a short one.
Maybe you should just get a... This is just my opinion, but maybe you should just get a heal if Xanthi can do it, and then let's move. That was a loud scream. I think we need to get out of here.
Yeah, we're walking and talking.
We're
Okay.
walking.
Are we going in the direction of the pointing?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? I'll cast Cure Wounds at 2nd level and do a twin spell with Alrin and Des, right? Because you guys are both hurting. Okay. Please, we'll
nice.
take 13 points of healing.
As you feel the healing energy, or what you expect to be a pleasant healing experience from your companion, you've been healed by Xanthi on numerous occasions, but as this energy courses from her essence to you, you feel as if there are creatures crawling beneath your skin, where the wounds that you had from the previous battles, as they begin to heal It's as if maggots are crawling across the open wounds and binding them together. The healing works, but it just feels extremely uncomfortable. And as all of this is happening, Nori and Desmond, you are both overcome with a significant sense of dread that washes over you, realizing what potentially lies before you, the power and presence of this entity called the Countess seemingly growing in magnitude, perhaps in the danger that you face.
Great.
I really don't like it here. I think we need to leave as soon as possible.
If we can. If we can make it
Is
out of
there-
here, even.
Is there even an exit?
Not one that we found. But if we were invited here, you know, by Nori's magic sugar mama, then, you know, maybe she has a way we can leave unless she's evil and wants to eat us.
I still don't think she's evil. I think if we can do what we need to do here, which is maybe gonna... I don't know if we're gonna be able to. I don't know if we'll be able to escape, but that would probably be the only way we could. Accomplishing our mission. Hopefully not dying. We certainly can't go back the way we came.
Yeah, we tried, we looked.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. It's
There
forward.
wasn't- Yeah, there wasn't like a switch to re-switch us to the other side.
Can I do an insight on Nori and Des to see if I notice an increased dread in them?
Absolutely, you can.
That is a 17.
Yeah, I mean, based on the results of both of their wisdom saves, it is obvious as you look at them that they are overwhelmed with dread, perhaps trying their best to hide it, or not, depending on how they want to play it. But it's there's no doubt in your mind that something has changed with both of them after this encounter with the general and his minions.
I'm gonna go up to both of them and put my hand on both of their shoulders and use a little prestidigitation to make my eyes glow a bright blue, and use my comb, or my feather I mean, to make my hair start whipping in the wind. I'm not close to you. I know what it's gonna do.
What's happening?
So I have my hand on their shoulders as I'm doing this effect, and I'm going to look at both of them, and I'm going to say, this place is horrifying, but we are the storm, and we are going to settle this the way that heroes do.
Okay.
Wow. That was really motivating.
That was
And beautiful.
super cool.
But I don't know if it's accurate.
You have a goal here. We're going to accomplish it. We're not going to fail, and we're not going to stay here.
Yeah, right?
Nori reaches up to hold Alrin's hand. A-team, all the way.
Yes. 18. We got this.
Right.
Let's go find a cabin.
Okay.
So the four of you continue walking in the direction that was directed to you by The man, the thing, the corpse upon the cross, the dead man. A wind picks up, blowing the dust from the road beneath your feet into the air. Perhaps inhaling a bit of it dries the mouth, leaves an acrid taste on the tongue, irritates the nostrils. You continue on. And the roadway begins to climb, as if ascending some foothills, perhaps. Not mountainous terrain by any stretch of the imagination, but certainly the terrain is on an incline as you climb upwards. In places, the road winds its way around boulders, other rock piles, places where the earth has slid. The darkness begins to descend as if you get a sense that perhaps night is upon you. You don't know how long you've been traveling, but it's been some time since you left the House of Black Lanterns. Of course, it's completely unclear what time that was, or doesn't seem like the celestial bodies hold much sway in this place. In fact, when you look up, you see no stars. You see just blackness when the thick mists are not blocking your view. But you continue to climb. And as you climb this narrow roadway, you spy ahead what appears to be a glow upon a hilltop, perhaps, or a ridgeline. It's unclear. You feel a cold chill as the winds stop.
That's normal, right?
It's
feel
normal
like-
for here.
Did you feel how the wind just died?
It's really
Do you suppose
quiet
that-
too.
Means that something is coming. Something is always coming, isn't it? Here.
Pretty sure everything here wants to kill us.
Mhm.
I would agree. Hopefully not Eva. Madam Eva. They said she was a seer.
Well, she's a Blackwood.
I mean, there's got to be more Blackwoods that aren't related too, right? I mean, some Blackwoods don't know other Blackwoods. Do you suppose she knows Mona?
I've only known the one, so I would have to assume that maybe this is a relative.
I've only known the one too, but I know I don't know everybody on Earth. It feels like a coincidence. More than a coincidence. Though.
So if this is, like the purgatory or the afterlife or whatever, do you think that means that she's one of Mona's relatives that has passed on?
Would only make sense. I don't know too much about these Vistani. Maybe they're special. Maybe they're different.
Do we think the barkeeper also passed on?
He was weird.
I mean, I'm sure there's other denizens here.
I'm not sure he's a ghost.
Oh, I don't. Who talked to him? I didn't talk to him. He didn't look like the rest of them.
Did.
No, Nori did, and then I butted in and I asked about Norb.
I'm sorry, I forgot about that. I never met him like you guys.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to see if he remembered or if he'd asked about something specific, but he didn't remember him.
Speaking of memories, do you think it's weird that Eva Blackwood is gonna show us where the Fortress of Memories is?
Well,
I mean, the other Blackwood took one of my memories. I'm sure of it.
I don't think she's going to be so pleased to see us.
I don't
After
know,
what
like,
we did to that man of hers back there.
What?
I don't
These are different people.
think they're together.
Yeah.
They're
like
not together?
No. The people who attacked us, that was for the lady that shall not be named, which I guess is different than Nori's sugar mama. So this is like a third party, and it just so happens that the signpost man pointed us this way. I hope everyone's following this at home.
I think the signpost man might be with Eva. You know, we didn't do anything to him. In fact, we followed his instructions, so I feel like they won't be mad at us.
Maybe,
At least
or
not for
he's
that.
an independent contractor.
He could be an independent
on a
contractor.
crucifix.
You didn't sign any deals with him too, did you? Xanthi, do you have a contract with him too? Is he going to come and try to get us?
I don't remember signing the first contract. I don't even know if they're being truthful.
Memories. Can't trust a memory. Okay, well, it's not unusually still here. It doesn't seem good. Should we keep moving to the light?
Proceed.
Yeah. With caution, because something is very likely around the corner going to come and murder us. Eva? It worked last time, you guys.
You continue to walk up this hill, gathering your resolve. As you take a step after having this conversation, and I will say this real quick, going back to one of the questions that Alrin asked, I believe. There are those who are from this place that are called Shadowborn, that was mentioned to you, that are not necessarily ghosts and the remnants of those who have died in other places or here. But you were also told by, I think, Granny Morgan, that they do not tend to have souls. And that you looked very different and delicious when you read her mind. You got a strong vibe of sort of a hunger for souls. With that in mind, you continue to climb this narrow roadway. Switchbacks again, goes up a steep slope, some of the rocks rolling out from underneath your footsteps as you're growing tired after a long, unknown number of hours and unknown distance of travel. But eventually you start to crest a small, almost like plateau. You see the main road continues on to the northeast. And there's a narrow footpath that branches off and heads up a steeper slope to the left. And that, as you look up in that direction, you see that something up there is glowing. As you stand there deciding what to do next, two lanterns that you'd had no idea were there on either side of the pathway ignite. They are affixed to wooden posts, and they burn with some arcane magic. Not the same kind of magic that you had seen in the House of Black Lanterns. This is more akin to, for those of you who are, and I think most of you are very familiar with magic, this is more akin to like a light spell that has maybe been extended through some sort of additional magics. But these two lanterns hang on these rickety posts about a foot or maybe 2 feet above the head of the tallest of you, so up high, and they are illuminating this path.
I think they know we're here.
Well, that's
Guessing this is the way.
probably good. We don't want to surprise anyone. Xanthi will like look around and say, we're here for a friendly visit. Miss Lady Blackwood. She'll wait to see if anything responds.
Give me a persuasion check, please, Xanthi.
Okay. Ooh, I'm persuasive. 25.
Ooh, very persuasive indeed. As the words leave your lips, as you wait for a response, you begin to hear music. All of you hear it, laughter.
Whoa.
Sure. It can't be a bad time.
Like, are they having a party, or is this, or like those weird, like, haha, we are going to do something mean to you, so we're laughing?
Give me an insight check. It's very high DC because you're very far away, and just hearing sort of the faint bits of the first laughing and notes of music.
That one.
They're definitely planning to barbecue all of you.
Figures.
Everybody thinks we're delicious. It's fine.
Well, they're not wrong.
I mean, let's be real.
Total package here. Okay, well, we have to keep going.
Okay.
I mean, you could go back to the House of Black Lanterns.
Is the music in a minor key or a major key?
Roll a d6.
Telling. It's very telling.
Yeah,
3.
it's in a minor key.
Uh-oh. You guys.
Not a good sign.
Turn around.
You head back to you're going to descend the hill, or are you going to be brave heroes and continue to see what lies in your path?
I'm gonna play along with the music. Why not?
Okay, so you're going to pull out one of your instruments. What instrument will you be playing?
I want to get out the new one.
Nori's gonna pull out the bird pipes too. She wants to play with Alrin.
Do I think the flute would fit into the music I hear?
Well, last time you played it, it sounded really, really weird.
All right, so we'll not do that then. Let's go with the lute.
Okay. And Nori, you're going to bust out the bird pipes?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
Try to
Give me
lighten the
performance
mood.
checks, please. Desmond, being a tactical minded individual who has done a fair amount of sneaking around in shadowy places, in the back of your mind, you're thinking maybe
We're all gonna
drawing
fucking
this
die.
much attention to you is not the best idea. Nevertheless, what'd you roll for your performance checks? Alrin?
12.
Nori?
6.
Okay. I mean, that's perfect because the sounds that come out of first the lute, the first note sounds like it's a note you've heard before. You know, you're like, okay, almost like a sigh of relief after playing that flute and hearing sort of the wailing, sobbing that came, that was sort of like undertone to the actual tone of the instrument. That first note, the second note, the third note, as you strum a chord, it comes out like a howling wolf. And Nori, as you blow through the pipes, these bird pipes, you hear a cacophony of caws as though a flock of crows was living inside of your bird pipes. As that sound comes out of the pipes on a broken branched tree nearby, a murder of crows alights from the tree and flies over the top of you and disappears in the direction from which you came. But as you look up the hilltop, you see that the glow is brighter. You can almost make out the flickering of flame. The sound of music continues.
Well, they already have a party going, so it's not like we have to, entertain. Right?
I'll strum quietly.
Oh.
It's a combination of that and sort of growls.
Mm.
In any other setting, it'd be pretty cool.
The last time I tried to make wolf noises, we got attacked by werewolves. So
You did.
No, it's not cool in my opinion. But here we are.
Very fresh in the memory, too.
Yeah.
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, once you see one townsperson explode into gore,
Oh, those
That just
poor
kinda
farmers.
sticks with you forever.
All right, towards the glow then, I guess, right?
Yeah. I'll put the bird pipes away. It's not doing what I wanted it to do.
Okay.
But anyone that arrives with music can't be bad. We're sending a message, right? We're here to... If only we had a cheese plate or something. I mean, at least, then they'd know we were just here to hang out, not try to murder everyone. But at least we have music.
Have two very
almost as
expensive
good.
pies on you.
Don't say anything about the pies. I don't want to have to split those pies with anyone. Okay?
Just saying.
Don't tell anyone. And in fact, these people, do you remember Granny Morgan said that they made some of the spices for the pie?
Yeah, maybe
Be
you can
on the lookout for
get a
that if
spice
you can.
blend.
Be on the lookout for any word of that. I would be very appreciative. It does wonders to put a shine on the shadow.
Okay.
I mean, you guys need to try it again. It just did not work for you before. Sometimes that happens your first time out. That's what I hear.
We'll just wait. We'll find out that the spices are just ground up souls or something. Come on. Let's
Don't yuck my yum.
Reaping burns a lots of calories, don't you know?
Amazing. All right, so you guys continue up towards approaching this glowing hilltop. And as you do so, you see a modest encampment that comes into view. Small tents and wagons arranged in what appears to be a protective circle. Horses grazing nearby. The fire flickers at the camp center, and you can see the shadows of dancing figures being cast upon the surrounding tents. The sound of song and laughter floating along the air. Lively melody of an accordion playing. Perhaps a flute. And the aroma of spiced meats wafts through the air. The music stops momentarily and a voice greets you with a friendly tone. Ah, Giorgio, warm yourselves by the fire. Come, we've been expecting you. Don't be fearful. The night is long and cold, but our hearts are warm. You hear another voice from the shadow. Aye, and so is the stew. You see a man step forward. He has a rather sharp-looking red vest on. His hair is pulled back in a tight ponytail. He seems to have the accordion in his hands. Having stopped playing it, it hangs from a harness around his neck. Come. It is dangerous to stay in the darkness on nights like these. Come, do not be fearful. Alina will fix you a bowl of stew. Come. Or do you prefer to be hungry and cold?
No.
Des will move forward.
Come up. Yes.
Yeah, we're happy for the company. We're looking for someone.
Aye, we know exactly who you are and why you've come. You are the one they call Xanthi. Yeah. And Desmond. And Oren. And you, dear. You're
you know
Nori.
all of us?
Of course we do.
Well,
Of
we are
course.
kind of famous, you know.
Let's just say the word has gotten out about your arrival in the Shadowlands.
What are they saying?
Come, sit. There is much time for talk.
Okay.
But now we feed you, as is the custom of the Vistani. Welcome. My name is Sergi. This is Alina. Razvin. You see a man sort of do a flourishing bow. He has a towel in his hand as he looks to be the one making the food. Thanks for the follow. He points over to the other side of the camp near the horses. That is Dorina. And Luska. Luska! Where are you, Luska? And you see this woman come out of the tent, and she's like pushing her hair back and putting it into a ponytail. Hello. Our guests have arrived. Well, welcome. Please sit. Eva has told us that you'd be coming.
Are you is she part of your group here?
We are a family of sorts. We travel together the Vistani way. Indeed, it is a dangerous place in this Shadowlands when you travel alone or without knowledge of the mists, if you will. Please sit. And as you sit down around the fire, the warmth of the fire gives you some level of comfort. The dread, Nori and Desmond, that you had felt after departing from the Dead Man's Cross has begun to fade. The effects of that dread fading as well. Welcome, sit. And they give you bowls of stew, and it's just steaming hot, big, hefty bowls, some carved wooden spoons. They have some different designs on them, vines and flowers and animals that have been sort of roughly carved into the utensils themselves. Now, I imagine you have many questions for us, and we are more than happy to help as we can. Eva will speak with you when she is ready. But for now, sit and tell us, where have you all come from? We know that you're here and why you have come, but we do not know from where. This is curious. We always wonder how people of your sort, those who still have their souls intact, make it to this strange place.
Can you tell? Like, do I smell like soul?
I can see it in your eyes, dear.
Oh, well, those are special, I guess.
Aye, in this place, those like you are very special. Indeed.
The proprietor of the House of Black Lanterns said Eva was a seer. Are you all seers? Is that how you knew we were here?
No, dear. No, not all of us have the sight, as we call it. Eva has grown up with certain powers granted to her by her mother and her mother's mother before her. A long line of mothers who have taught their daughters how to see into the weave, to read the intentions, to interpret for the rest of us. We are simply travelers, tradespeople, but we make the rounds and we see a lot. I imagine you have many questions about this place, and I'd be happy to answer some of those.
Have you made the rounds only in the Shadowlands? Or do you get out also?
Well, the Vistani have a bit of a free pass, if you will, to move about the domains more freely than, say, other creatures and individuals. Through our blood, we have been gifted with a skill to manipulate the mists, to entice them, to provide us with safe passage. Well, they can be quite fickle and it doesn't always work, but oftentimes we are allowed to travel beyond this domain to other realms. For those who do not have the blood of the Vistani coursing through their veins, there are other ways to travel about, but it does require some sort of commune with the forces of the realm, not just the mists, but perhaps also the permission of the Dark Lords who rule over the realms. Tell them about the talismans. Lena, of course. Please, he gestures towards Lena. There are also magical talismans that many call mist talisman. Seemingly mundane items, but they could be akin to a dowsing rod or a lodestone. They often resonate with the unique nature of the domain from where they've come, seeking to return to their origins. Those who are savvy with the travel amongst the mists oftentimes will utilize these as tools, as keys, if you will, to access the crossings, the shadow crossings.
Can people that don't have Vistani blood use these and not get altered?
It can be done. It is a rare occurrence, but if you learn how to use them and you have the grace of the mists, and they can be fickle and cruel, they may grant you your wish to travel to the origin of the talisman of which you hold. It is a imperfect science, but it can work. Do you seek to leave so soon? You just arrived. I mean, look at you. Your skin is still nice and brown, as if you've been under the sun for quite some time. Just wait and you shall look more like the denizens of the Shadowlands, nice and pale. Am I right, huh?
Goals.
Good for your skin.
You will not get sunburnt here, my dear. Pardon me for not offering. Razvin. Yeah. Bring out the wine, the good stuff. Yeah. Then you
Dez has
watch
just
as
been nervously eating his stew.
I will say this: you have eaten food at the House of Black Lanterns, and it was very bland. It had very little taste to it. This stew is delicious. Tastes very good. You watch as the large, dark-haired, hulking man with suspenders over a white tunic, short pantaloons, with some sharp-looking boots, Desmond, that you would notice pretty much immediately as he walks over. They're polished to quite the sheen. He comes over and he uncorks a bottle of wine. And you just hear that amazing pop as he uncorks it, and he, without even seeing it happen, he suddenly has some mugs in his hand, and he pours each of them. He's got massive hands, and he pours 4 mugs of wine and hands one to each of you.
Thank you.
From the blood on the vine, the vinery, the best.
Oh, I mean, I don't think we should get intoxicated if we're going to talk with Lady Blackwood.
Well, suit yourself. I mean,
Everybody just chugs down. She's just holding her mug.
It's pretty good.
it is the best.
Exquisite.
I'm glad you like it. Would you like more?
Yes, please.
Very good. Rosvin refills your mugs.
So these mist talismans, how hard are they to get a hold of? Oh, to clarify, we don't want to go home yet. We have things to do, but we don't have a way home. We don't know if one will show up. Maybe one just has. How do we get these?
Well, as I mentioned, it is not exact science, but it is possible to speak with someone who may have knowledge of the whereabouts of them, but to get back to where you want to go, my dear, you need an item from that place. From whatever realm you have traveled from, you would need the mist talisman from that plane.
Thought you just meant something from there.
Me
Okay.
too. I was gonna say there's 4 of those things right here.
We got a handful of things in my pocket right now.
Well, any one of them could be the mist talisman, but it is highly improbable.
So a thing could be a mist talisman? We
It
just
is
don't know it?
possible. It is quite possible. The other options are to seek favor with the Dark Lord of the realm and ask for clemency to be released, that your soul be released from the mists to travel back to where you've come. But things have changed here in the Shadowlands in the past. It is a very different place, am I right? Yeah, very different. In ages past, when the shadows danced freely and the night held secrets untold, the Shadowlands were ruled by the Queen of Shadow, a sovereign of darkness and mistress of secrets. Her realm stretched far and wide, veiled in mystery and shrouded in gloom. As he starts to tell this story, those of you who have been sipping from the wine start to feel this wonderful warmth wash over you as you begin to feel somewhat intoxicated in a very pleasant, not in like that, oh shit, I'm fucked up kind of vibe, but like a very nice, gentle, soothing, like a warm blanket on a cold morning in front of a fire. The Queen was an immense being of power and grace, her touch leaving whispers of twilight wherever she roamed. Yet even in her dominion, she found love in the most unexpected of places. Jatzok, the mortal of ambition and charm, caught the Queen's eye with her daring and her thirst for knowledge. Together, the two forged a bond that transcended realms, a beautiful love story, a beacon amidst the ever-consuming night. The Queen of Shadows shared her secrets with her lover, teaching her the ways of shadows in the delicate balance between light and darkness. Under the queen's tutelage, Jatsok flourished, her influence growing within the Shadowlands. She was beloved, and she became known from that day forth as the Countess. But power, as it often does, seduced Countess Jatsok. Whispers from the Horned Ones, ancient entities of chaos and temptation, wormed their way into her heart. They promised her dominion beyond her wildest dreams, if only she would betray the queen and seize power. Driven by ambition and twisted desire, Countess Jatsok turned against her lover. In the dead of night she struck, imprisoning the queen within the shadow heart. With its power coursing through her veins, she ascended to be a throne built on treachery and shadow, casting aside all who would oppose her reign. The Queen of Shadow, imprisoned and weakened, watched helplessly as her beloved realm grew ever tainted under the Countess's corrupted rule. Her cries echo through the Shadowlands while the Countess serves some unknown purpose. Beware, travelers, for the shadowy depths of this realm hold secrets darker than night itself. To seek an audience with Countess Jatsok is to face deep, dark evil. The story is one told to many generations here of Vistani, even those who live in this dreadful realm do not remember the story of the queen and her lover. But it does serve as a warning. Power coveted at the expense of love leads only to darkness and despair. But shit, that got very serious. How about some more wine, huh? Yeah, we got more wine here.
Wine.
Yeah.
He comes over and offers you another mug of wine as you've just been sort of sipping as you listen to the story.
Obsessively sipping.
Where does your family stand on this whole, situation?
Oh, well, the Vistani typically do not become involved in the internal politics of the realms. We like to stay, how shall we say, impartial, so that we may have the freedom to travel, to speak with people, to tell stories that will perhaps inspire them, perhaps terrify them, perhaps give them guidance in these dark times that we have found ourselves in. We do feel for you, Nori Bibblespark, Desmond Adelar, Alrin Laraven, and Xanthi. For your fate is tied to this place, for better or for worse. More stew?
Has anyone ever
Yeah, I'll have a little bit more, thank you.
tried to release the queen from her imprisonment?
I do not think that has been attempted. It seems as if it would be folly to directly confront Jatsok, the Countess, but perhaps, Nori Bibblespark, that is why you're here. Perhaps you wonder what your purpose is. I have heard a name for you, the Sword Bearer.
That's
Can
me.
we see the sword?
Why?
Well, we have heard so much, but we have never seen the Shadowfang.
I would like to do an insight check and see if they feel like they're going to do anything to me in the sword when I pull it out. If I think I'm just looking for nefarious vibes.
Sure. Some cues. Yeah, give me an insight check.
Jeez. 10.
It does not seem that they have anything that they're hiding. They have just been super open with a massive lore drop of this story that they are telling, perhaps at their own, putting themselves in danger. And they do seem, at least the ones that are talking to Alina particularly and Sergi, they seem to be extremely sincere in their curiosity about the sword. But they did use a very strange name for it that you've never heard before.
The sword?
Yeah, I don't know if Shelley
Shadow
heard
Fang.
it. They called it, show us the, we'd like to see the Shadow Fang.
Oh, Shadow Fang? Jeez. Well, yeah, you can definitely see it. I have it protected right now, so don't be afraid when it suddenly shows up, and then I'll summon it in my hand.
What does it look like when you summon the sword?
I think everything just kind of goes dark for a second right around my hand, and then like a quick, a rapid expansion of darkness, and then light, and there it is. It appears just suddenly.
You just hear sort of a gasp,
like a poof.
It is beautiful, isn't it, Alina? Yes, it is. Quite beautiful.
And I'll turn it so they can see the two stones too on either side.
Sergi takes a step forward, not threatening in any way, but he just like out of curiosity, almost like he's drawn to it and he's just like looking at it. It is beautiful.
You know this sword.
You called it something I've never heard before.
You have heard.
This is my sword.
It's
been in my family for years.
This is the Shadow Fang, the sword of the Queen of Shadow. Do you not know this? You do not know your own sword? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It is not for me to tell you. I apologize.
It can be for you to tell me. I haven't been able to be part of the rightful succession. There's a procedure back at home I was not part of. It's kind of secret, and maybe that's when they gave that information out, sworn to secrecy. I'm not supposed to ask about those things, but now it's mine. And there's nobody to tell me the answers.
If the previous bearer of this sword did not tell you what it is, how did you come by the sword itself then?
Previous bearer of the sword was my brother, and he died in the Battle of Emerald Meadows.
They just kind of look at each other.
He died and I took it. It's a family heirloom. I couldn't leave it.
It is much more than family heirloom.
Please tell me more.
I wish I could tell you everything, Ori. I can see the look in your eye that you have not been fully informed of what this weapon is or why you are the bearer, and we have only heard stories of it. We were quite excited to know that we would meet you here on this hilltop on this very night, having heard stories of the power of this sword and those who would bear it. You truly are the champion of the queen.
Doesn't it make you worried that someone might come and attack? I'm worried someone's going to attack this beautiful camp for it.
Danger lurks in every shadow, which, if you haven't noticed, is pretty much fucking everywhere.
They are fucking everywhere. Yes, I concur.
The Countess has eyes and ears across the realm. Crows who whisper lies, spread rumors, report the comings and goings of those who are damned to live here.
Were you to know that a murder of crows just flew away while we were coming up the walkway?
Sadly, this is no surprise to us. Your presence has been known since the moment you arrived in this realm, Nori Bibblespark. The eye of the Countess has been upon you. For some strange reason, perhaps your bravery and the love of your friends here, you have been able to stay alive long enough. Perhaps you will fulfill whatever purpose has brought you here, for certainly you did not come here by accident.
No. I'm looking for my brother, who I don't believe is actually dead, but I've also come to understand that I have a destiny. Been called the sword bearer. I've been called the weapon. The weapon.
That is a burden to carry.
It's seeming like that. And not just for me. I'll look back at my friends. They all got pulled here with me. They got each of them got an item that she said was going to help them survive.
Well, then have hope. And have more wine.
I'm pretty drunk already, but sure.
I just wanted to ask a quick question.
Of course.
Is Lady Blackwood, is she related to Mona Blackwood?
Well, you'll have to ask Eva herself. I don't quite know, but it would be quite a coincidence to have a name like that.
We met her on the, a regular plane, the one with living people, and she was very powerful.
Well, then perhaps the two have some relation. For Madam Eva, our very own sister, has quite the powers as well. Even now, she prepares herself for your visit.
Who's her sister?
We are all brothers and sisters, the Vistani. Perhaps not of the same parents, but of blood.
Oh yeah, I mean, we understand because we're like a family too. Yes.
You must be quite dedicated to your friend Nori to follow her into this dark place. What is it that drives you to be such heroes amidst such dark times?
I just always wanted to be one.
The choice was never really there.
Perhaps
Just
for
wanted
you,
to do the right thing.
Bibblespark, perhaps for you, but these individuals made a decision, I presume, to join you on this quest. Yes? Could have turned around at any moment, yes? But they stuck by you.
Nori's proved to be a loyal friend. And we're more than willing to help her get some answers. It's as simple as that for me.
It is a noble cause,
And we're the
Desmond.
A-team.
Imagine you are.
Us. I think.
Well, I hope that the answers that you do find satisfy your curiosity and your desire to set things straight. Well, let me check
You said-
with Madam Eva and see if she is ready for you. Yes, yes, more wine, anyone? Rosvin, more wine, please, for our friend Olerin LaRaven. Of course. More wine. And for you, Desmond.
Yes, please.
Sergi kind of walks away.
You guys don't have any of those delicious pies here, do you? That Granny Morgan makes? She said she got spices
Granny
from
Morgan.
you. Do you have just the spices, maybe? Or the pies? Do you have any of that stuff? I would love it. I would give you things.
Have you
for
had
it.
some of the pie already? I can see it in your eyes, Nori.
I've had the pie.
You should be
I've had 2
careful
servings.
with those pies.
Why? They're delicious.
They are delicious, but they are
Dangerously delicious.
woven not just of delicious, savory Vistani spice, but also dark magic.
I knew it.
They are
Dark
quite
magic?
addictive. Granny Morgan, while in appearance a crippled crone peddling pies from a broken down wagon. No, she is much more than this.
Not the vibe I got. Not crippled.
No.
Not helpless.
She
How
is
could
neither
dark
of
magic
those.
create such beautiful dreams? What's the purpose? Thought it would be
Addiction.
to share beauty and
I told you
glorious
they were
memories.
drug pies.
You should watch your friend to make sure that they don't overindulge of the pies from Granny Morgan.
You stay away from my pack, Sandy.
Her eyes just like trail over to your back.
As I'm on my 6th glass of wine, watch your vices.
That is good
I'll know.
advice.
Sandy hasn't actually touched her wine the entire time. She's just like been like cradling this full glass of wine.
You don't like Santi, the vine. You don't need to
I-
drink.
I just, I didn't think that I should get intoxicated before talking to someone important.
Very respectful of you. I will take wine if you don't want.
She'll hand it.
Yeah,
over.
Rasman takes it and just in one gulp slams it down. Oh, the best wine. So good.
It's good to have a driver in the group.
Yeah, I mean, when we met with Mona Blackwood, she was so powerful. I just, I can only expect that this Lady Blackwood would be equally or more powerful, even.
It is quite possible. Don't know this other Blackwood, but you best watch your friend. Those pastries are cursed as fuck.
Yeah, she's already got the pie.
Did you hear
shakes.
that? Nori,
I heard it, and
those
I
pies are no
don't
good. I knew it.
believe it. Nothing
That
bad.
cursed.
The
Nothing-
pies from the sketchy lady out in the middle of the swamps are
Nothing
she's-
bad could come of a wonderful dream, you guys.
She is much more than sketchy lady. She is what they call a night hag. You know this? These night hag. Give me Arcana
Ah.
checks.
pretty good for Dez. 25.
Whoa.
Okay. Nori,
17.
Alrin,
15.
Xanthi.
18.
Okay. You have heard of night hags. You possibly even had some suspicions of meeting one or more at some point in your travels, perhaps. They are fiends who, let's say, feast upon the souls of the living, the hopeful. Perhaps even utilizing magics to bolster hope in those that they seek to devour.
Wait, no, I heard a story from like an adventurer. Don't they like make you hopeful and then they track you down later and eat you?
Yeah, to eat soul. And
She,
flesh
like,
goes with.
looks right over at Nori.
That's probably what's in the pies.
Hope. Delicious hope.
Hope, and those who used to hope for it.
Listen, if anything will give us hope
I
out
ate
here,
it. I had a bite of it.
it's
No,
worth it.
you had pie too, Desmond.
Just a small bite. I just tasted it.
Did you sleep?
No,
Did you dream?
no, it was earlier
Same
today.
day.
Did you dream, Nori?
Yes.
And it was nice dream, no?
Yes. It
Very
was the
pleasant.
best.
Hopeful dream, yes? You
Yes.
felt as though your spirits were filled with joy, yes?
Yes.
You're fucked. You're totally fucked.
I'm not fucked. I'm not
Well,
fucked.
you're close. You're real close. No, eat more pie. These pies are cursed, as I say.
Okay,
All right,
definitely
all right.
Naturally joyful.
Won't. I definitely won't eat it.
Razvin, you're scaring them. Yeah, sorry, Alina. It is true what Razlin say. You be careful, Nori, with these pies. The dreams are pleasant, but the fate of those who dine upon the pie is not so pleasant.
I can handle a pie.
I'm sure you can.
Cursed pie.
Very cursed.
A pie.
Cursed.
I can handle a
Delicious.
Cursed.
spicy pie.
And when you say spicy, you mean very cursed.
The spice is
don't-
cursed.
Let's talk
But
about
it's not the
something else.
spice. Just to set the record straight, the spices themselves are not cursed. It is the black magic that this night hag puts into them.
Okay. So secret ingredient is curses.
Exactly.
Well, let me tell you, those curses are delicious, and they make for great dreams. But I promise
At first.
I won't eat anymore.
Yeah, that'd be good. Don't eat no more of the pies. But you just crossed fingers, so I think you lie.
I had an itch. See,
What about you, Ulrin LaRaven? Did you eat pie?
I did not eat any pie.
You're smart. Stay away from pie.
just on the off chance that it is cursed? I'm not saying it is.
That you slip and fall on the pie and eat more? Is that what you're asking?
Or you sleep, eat.
What
What?
do I need to do to remove the curse? I mean, that's a worthy question, since it sounds like you're telling me that I've eaten this pie and I'm cursed as fuck.
Well, there are a couple of ways to undo curse. They'd be dangerous, very, very dangerous. The first is to die.
What are my other options?
Well, the other option is to destroy the magic that has ensorcelled your pie. Which means, he looks over at Alina, it means that you would have to confront the night hag.
Okay, listen, the curse doesn't seem to be anything at all. It just seems to be a nice dream.
Suit
Nothing's
yourself,
happened to me
Nori.
since I've
Starts out.
eaten it.
There's no
Nothing's
need for
happened to me.
argument. It is what it is. You have eaten the pie and you enjoyed it. She's cursed, you guys, big time.
Had like a bite of pie. Is that we're cursed?
Less curse.
Less cursed.
Maybe no
It's a
curse.
sliding scale. I mean,
Like,
you had me
how-
convinced it cursed as fuck.
Well, you could be cursed as well. I mean, you ate how much pie?
3
I just had a
bites.
bite.
3 bites is cursed.
Dang it.
1 bite, half cursed.
2 servings.
AF, we already went over
AF.
this, Nori Bibble Spark. We already discussed this.
Just hoping for a different answer.
Well, keep asking, and we'll see what answers you get later after a few more glasses of wine. Anyone more wine? At that
Yeah.
point, Sergi comes back out from the there's actually like this sort of large wagon with a colorful canvas tarp that's stretched over it. And there's a little glow coming from a small propped up window at the top of this, what appears to be like a wagon, almost like a mobile home kind of vibe. And he comes stepping down the stairs. And they kind of creak and he hits the ground and walks over and he says, well, it looks like Eva is ready to speak with you. So if you would like a refill on wine or not, you can follow me and I will show you to Eva.
Okay.
Nobody's drunk, right? She like looks around. She like points at Des.
Laid the way.
Oh God.
I'm feeling good.
Very well. Sergi kind of
this
slaps
wine
you
is
on the
great.
back, Desmond, in like kind of a, like a sort of a sign of brotherhood. That is good wine, yes. I'm glad you
Yeah,
like it.
I like it. I like it. The stew
All right.
was great too.
Follow me. And he leads the 4 of you over to the wagon. And this is where we will take our break. This is a good opportunity to take a quick break and stretch our bones and get some refreshed drinks. Guys, thank you so much. If you're hanging out with us, we really, really appreciate it. If you want to support the stream, please consider giving it a follow. If you're following, please consider a sub. Really appreciate Murner F9124 for the follow. Welcome to the guild. If you want to find out about the stuff that we have going on or you want to get involved with some of the stuff that we're doing, come on over and check out our Discord. I'll drop a link in the chat. We'd love to get to know you, and maybe someday you'll be playing in a game with us. We play Shadow Dark and other games in the Discord, so there's a lot going on. Yeah, hang out, hang loose, hang tight, and we will be back in just a couple of minutes, everybody. Thank you so much. See you shortly. All right. So as we come back to the story, our heroes have traveled from the Dead Man's Cross across this desolate landscape, seeking the one named Eva Blackwood. Along the way, you climbed a pathway up a hill and came upon a glowing encampment. A lively and friendly group of Vistani travelers having set up camp at this location, apparently awaiting your arrival. Perhaps having been warned, as others too have been warned of your arrival in this domain, the Shadowlands as it's been referred to. And they offered you drink and food and warmth around the fire. You had a conversation with some of the individuals there, including Alina and Sergi. You gained a little bit of information about the story of the Queen of Shadow and her once lover, now rival, Countess Jetzok. You learned about some of the nuances of the mists that surround this place, the ability of the Vistani to travel between domains, the perhaps ill-fated consideration of seeking an escape by seeking an audience with the Countess, the current Dark Lord of this place, all the while sipping delicious wine, feasting on stew, and waiting for your opportunity to meet a woman by the name of Madam Eva, a Vistani seer that you had been told of at the House of Black Lanterns when you talked to Jarl, the simple innkeeper of the House of Black Lanterns. And so as you enter the wagon, climbing up the wooden stairs that hang from the side of the wagon, Sergi opening the door and bidding you enter as one by one you step inside. You see before you flickering flames that cast a warm reddish glow over the interior. There's a low table draped in a purple velvet blanket or tapestry, pillows that are mounded up as if for sitting space. There's sparkles of light that dance across a crystal ball that sits atop the table. Behind the table, you see a stunning young woman with dark skin and raven black hair that cascades and waves around her shoulders. Her eyes are as dark as midnight, and they almost seem to sparkle as she stares into the crystal ball. Welcome, Nori, Desmond, Xanthi, Oren. When she speaks, her voice kind of has this almost a melodic whisper, and there's a sense of almost an eerie familiarity. You have finally arrived. Come sit, we have much to discuss. As you sort of slide into a seated position before her, she just kind of nods at you each individually as you sit. Those who seek my counsel and have very specific questions to ask me. So, I'll put it in your hands, heroes. In your hand, champion of the Queen. What is it specifically that you'd like to know from Eva? I will share what I can.
We want to get to the Fortress of Memories.
Ah, the Fortress of Memories is a very, very dangerous place. Are you sure that you're ready to go there? To face the horrors, perhaps the sorrow that are held there?
What exactly is in the Fortress of Memories? We were just kind of told that might be a place to go.
Well, Perhaps it is a place to go, depending on what your goals are with your quest. But I will tell you this, that this was once the palace of the Queen of Shadow, Queen Acherontis. Before Countess Jatsok usurped her power by betraying her love. My brothers and sisters have told you of this story, yes?
Mhm.
Good, good. I asked them to provide you with a bit of background on what you're dealing with here in this domain of dread. The Fortress of Memories is a palace, beautiful, if not horrifying. A place where essences and remnants of dead gods and perished mortals have been collected almost obsessively over time, over eons, you might say, long before Eva was born, before my mother and her mother. When the Countess usurped the Queen's power, she corrupted this place, used it as a beacon of treachery and evil. It is filled with metaphysical fragments, memories, both beautiful and terrifying. A twisted castle, a mournful place, filled with incessant echoes of the past. It is a formidable location that is guarded by some of the Countess's most dangerous minions. Dusk elves, death giants, nightwalkers, and verse.
Is that where the Shadow Heart is?
Ah, you have known of the Shadow Heart, yes?
Well, your family told us about it.
Ah, good, good. Sergi and Elena have done well. They study in the arts.
Yeah, they're very
It
good
shows.
storytellers.
Yes, yes. They are my family. Different mothers and fathers, but all of one blood. The Vistani are of one people. The Shadow Heart is... well, the Shadow Heart is the problem, and the Shadow Heart is the answer as well. It is a powerful talisman that holds Queen Acherontis, holds her power, holds her will, is used against her by her betraying lover to gaze upon its beauty is not one that mortals often survive to describe to others, but I have heard of this thing. My mother has told me these things, these stories of how the queen, the beautiful queen, now but a fragment of a memory herself, could be returned to her glory, to her reign of this place, to renew what once was. Most of the people here, myself included, have only experienced what you have experienced here for generations. The travelers, the souls, those who have died, at one time would travel through this place to spend time while affairs were taken care of, while unfinished business was dealt with in some form or another. But now it has become a trap. I do not know why the Countess has made this change, but it cannot be for good. Why do you ask of the Shadow Heart, specifically? I want to help
Well-
you, but I do not want to guide you into something dangerous that maybe you are not ready for.
Well, I mean, it you know, with a term like Shadowheart, we don't know, like, is that a place? Like, is that an item? Like, is that like an amulet? Is that, uh, I don't know, a plane?
It is a powerful talisman that holds the Queen's power. It is a prison of sorts.
Wearable?
It is possible. I have not seen it myself, but the stories that have been passed down through the generations describe it as a crystalline talisman that is worn around the Countess's neck on a necklace made of bone. So perhaps it is a way for the Countess to channel energies and powers that are not hers to channel for whatever nefarious purpose she has.
Is our understanding then that the Queen can't communicate out in the world at all? Well, what power does the Queen have to do anything here?
Well, the Queen called you here, did she not, Nori Bibblespark?
That's what I'm trying to determine. Was it her or was it the Countess masquerading? I don't know who to trust anymore.
You have with you the Shadowfang, yes? You are the sword bearer.
I am.
There have been others who've come like you, but not like you, different in a way. But they too had intentions. They too were called by the Queen to perhaps help in some way. My understanding of these weapons that were forged in the Queen's name and with the Queen's power, they have names. Yours, Shadowfang, but there are others. Gloomrender, Tenebraxis, Nyx Helix, and Vargbane. The 5 of them together, powerful weapons of the Queen of Shadow. That you have them, that is Shadowfang, in your possession, brings me much hope that perhaps you will help to make some change here, some change for good. Is that fire here?
I think ultimately that is what we're going to end up doing. I have a family member who, by all accounts, has died. But I hear him. I don't think he's dead. I think he's trapped here. My goal is to free him and end his suffering. And fulfill my destiny, and I don't know what that is, but I'm stepping up because I understand now that it is my destiny.
You're very brave.
Fixing these lands at the same time, I expect they're all intertwined, then that's what we're here to do.
And
There are...
The people here would like their original ruler back, I take it? Like you said, things were better then?
Things were different, and the balance was in order here. Right now, you see about the place, this landscape is crowded with evil creatures, with deceased individuals who should have passed on to the places of their gods, no? Instead of a place of transition between the planes, this has become a place of a prison, a stoppage, a blockage of sorts. I do not know what it is, Nori, other than your perhaps role as what shall I say, champion, bearing the sword, Shadowfang. There's no surprise to me that you would hear calling from this realm, whether that is of the maiden's voice or your brother. They call to you for a reason. You have answered that call, and you have brought with you brave heroes.
I hope not. I hope not to their death. I'm willing
Why would you say
Willing-
that?
to give my own, but not theirs.
Well,
You're seer. Can you see how this is gonna end?
I have seen your arrival in these lands. My mother told me that you would come one day, though I did not know it would be during my lifespan. But here you are, nonetheless. What your fate is, my dear, I am unable to see. But I will say this. There is a way. It is a dangerous way. It's quite dangerous indeed. You ask of these Shadowheart, Xanthi. You inquire about this talisman. I do not want to lead you into a place of danger, but it is surrounding you everywhere you go here. The Countess knows you are here. I am able to cast a spell to protect us from prying eyes and ears while within the camp, but beyond the protection of this place, well, the crows are her eyes and ears. They listen, they watch, they report. There are other creatures who take inventory of the land and the peoples who come here. They too have heard the stories of the sword bearers coming to try and free their queen. The Shadowheart can be destroyed.
How?
It is dangerous, but I will share with you what I can. This is ancient knowledge that has been passed down through my lineage. There is a ritual. There are items that are required to perform. Yes? I will tell you of this ritual, but you must make decision. Once you know this information, you will not be safe here or anywhere else, no matter where you go or what you do. Mr. Lowraven, is this something that you are willing to accept? I need to hear you say it.
Do it.
And you, Desmond Adelar, or shall I say Thorn, is this something that you, as well, are willing to sacrifice to help your friend and to help this realm?
I will. I'll do it for Nori.
And you, Xanthi, what of your purpose here?
Right thing, and to help my friends.
Very well. There are 5 items that you will need for this ritual to be successful, a fragment of a meteorite that has fallen during a lunar eclipse, an Eclipsean shard, if you will. Tears of the Forsaken, a vial of tears collected from those doomed to wander the Shadowlands. Blood of the valiant, willingly given by a hero pure of heart. The flame of the void. Flame conjured from the darkest depths of the Shadow Realm. And perhaps the most dangerous item of all, Death's Head. The holy symbol of the Countess's master, the Reaper, Nerul himself. These items are here in this place, although I do not know where, I do not know how you will find them. Perhaps you have some idea yourselves of where you might be able to gather these. There is a ritual that I will tell you once you have the items. You must inscribe a circle of magic upon the ground. The Death's Head at the center. Place in the items the Eclipsean shard, the tears of the Forsaken, blood of the valiant, and void flame in the 4 cardinal directions. You must then light the void flame. It shall burn and consume light. And there is an incantation that you will need to speak aloud, uninterrupted, or the ritual will fail. I have held on to this knowledge for my whole life, my mother's life as well, waiting for this time. Once I give this to you, and she pulls this scroll, it's actually a sealed scroll tube from below her robes. And there is a wax seal on it that you can see as she kind of like turns it in her hands, kind of the scroll tube. And the seal has what looks to be a moon symbol on it. Once you crack the seal and read this, it can never be used again. If you are interrupted in this ritual, there may be no escape for your matron, Queen Antarachus. There may be no respite for the people of this realm, and you 4 will be doomed to stay here forever, unless the Countess Jetsuck grants you travel beyond. Once this is read, she taps the scroll case with her fingers. You can see she's kind of shaking a little bit. Once this is completed, arcane energies from those performing the ritual, the 4 of you, must be channeled into the void flame. This act will bind your will to the ritual and amplify its power, redirecting it towards the heart. And if everything goes as planned and has been told down from generations to generations, the shadow heart will shatter the Queen of Shadow will be released from her bondage. And well, what happens next will be quite interesting. Don't you think?
Hopefully interesting means good in this case, not indescribably terror-filled.
The Queen of Shadow is beautiful and terrifying. There is no question of that, Nori. But she also has a sense of balance and purpose. Queen Echerontis, it is my belief, will set the souls of those who are held here free, releasing them from whatever terrible purpose that the Countess has in store for them. I do not believe that the Countess herself is simply collecting these souls. It is our belief, and has been for quite some time, that she intends to use this place as a weapon against other realms. This is a quest worthy of sacrifice for heroes such as yourselves.
When you say sacrifice, what does that mean for them?
It means that should you fail in your quest to destroy this shadow heart, your fate will be much worse than what you have seen of the people here. If there is one thing that can be guaranteed from the Countess, is that her tyranny knows no bounds, and the pleasure that she gains from playing with those in her realm is tireless. There is no room for failure, yeah?
Just a question or two about, maybe where we can find some of these items. If you have any leads, or, like, for example, we need blood of a hero pure of heart. I mean, could that be any of us? Like, we've got some to spare.
And how much?
Or is that like a specific person named Valiant?
Haha, that is a good question, Auntie. I do not believe it has to be someone by the name of Valiant, but I do think that you must find the purest, most goodly person that you can find, and hope that they're not only willing to give you their blood to use in this ritual, but that they are truly, at their very core, good people. To use blood that is of more questionable provenance is, well, folly. There is no shortcut. There is no easy answer. I wish there was.
Are we talking a drop or enough to fill a vial?
Yeah, because I have some vials, maybe. Like,
A vial would do
from
it.
that weird alchemist
Okay.
tower, right? I mean,
As long as that's all.
I'll make more.
I mean, all the blood. So the pure of heart person will still live after the donation.
Yes, presumably you let this person live. I mean, it would be rude to kill them, but, I mean, it is for the cause of all. I will leave that to you, I guess, but...
It's just how this place seems to be going. The blood
Those,
of a person
those,
might be
those
all
with
over
a
their
pure
blood.
heart are few here in this place. While you are heroic and goodly people, purity is not one of your strong suits, I must say. You will know them when you meet them. That I am certain. The other items that you ask, I do not have these answers for you, but these items are here in this place. In this realm, you should be able to collect these things and perform this ritual. How you obtain the shadow heart from the neck of the countess, well, that sounds like another challenge altogether.
Yeah, like we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But there's no need to take it before we have the ability to do anything.
I would certainly obtain these items. Keep this scroll safe. Do not lose, yeah? This, again, is relic of my family. The magics within it were imbued onto this paper for this very reason. Once you read the incantation, there is no second chance.
About that magic thing, some of us have magic from other places, or maybe we're just good at magic, but it's not coming out right. Is there something we're doing wrong, or should we
No,
not
dear.
use magic from other places here?
You must do what you must. I will say it is not your fault that the magics that you wield in this place are tainted in some way. There is, as I have said, implications of this countess and her stranglehold upon the realm. It has changed things dramatically. It is not unheard of for magics to mutate, to become transmuted in different ways on this plane.
Is there a
Be
way to
careful with
fix
them.
it?
I do not know. It has always been like this as far as I have been alive. My mother, her mother. Magic is a dangerous thing here. But you'll know. You seem to have good head on shoulder.
All right, well, I guess we'll keep on doing what we've been doing.
The holy symbol of Nerul is here?
This is a land where Nerul has held much sway for a long time. Long before Queen of Shadow, long before Countess Jatsok. The friendly corpse that you see hung on signpost, yes? Once a priest of Nerul. How shall you say, rewarded for their piety with their current lot. They are guide.
That's a reward.
It is a difficult
reward.
thing to accept.
What if
But
How
these
bad
doing
was the
before
job
was
before?
worse?
Yeah, right.
These who worship this deity, for better, some, for worse, many. The hater of life, he who revels in the slaying of heroes. They can be corrupted easily. by those who feign to proselytize the words of these gods. Gods have been invoked for terrible purposes across the realms. It is not different here.
We fought
Do you-
shh. Go ahead.
Sorry. I was just going to ask if you have... Which one of these do you think we should start with?
Bill? I believe that the Death's Head, obtaining this symbol, is bound to be quite dangerous. There is a cult to rule here in this Shadowlands. The Shriven Sickle. That may be lead for you, but I do not know much about them. Again, we are simply travelers. It is, I was about to say coincidence, but this is no coincidence that we happen to be here at this moment talking with you. Think deeply about these items, and I believe that you will find that they're not as difficult to find as perhaps you think. It will be dangerous, no doubt. But you are resourceful. Yeah? After all, you have lived this long. Yeah?
Like Tears of the Forsaken. Is that like a ghost?
It's quite possible. See, now you are thinking in a very good way. You are very resourceful.
And pure of heart?
Well, that's pushing it a little bit, I think.
Dang it.
If there's somebody more pure than Xanthi on these lands, I will be surprised.
I want to throw my blood in the circle and then have it ruin everything because there's something more pure.
That is thinking. That is good, Xanthi, that you think this way. Be careful with this. This is ancient magics. If you blow this, they're all fucked. I mean...
Yeah.
No pressure.
I mean, maybe
You
we can
said-
find like
I just
like a
think that-
unicorn or like a celestial animal somewhere.
Maybe.
You said we would know.
But that would be a hero.
Somehow we would know that this was the right person.
Well, it's not very often that you come across a pure of heart individual in a place like this. But I believe you will know. But you must look to find, yeah? Unless you think they just show up. But I doubt.
So we're just gonna wander the Shadowlands looking for this. Everything else has kind of come to us, except for you guys.
Well, not everything can be, how shall I say, served to you on platter, yeah?
Pies could be served on platters, though.
Drug
Ah.
pies.
You see Xanthi, or you see Nori
Nori's
kind of look
mildly
down at her backpack.
I see you have, sampled old Granny Morgan's fare, yeah?
Pie problem.
Well, be very careful. She will come looking for you.
She smelled the pie on her.
She give you free pie, yeah?
Yes.
Oh boy.
She did. I bought more.
Not good.
The thirst.
This
was
is
free.
very dangerous meal.
So
Do
we're
not-
just gonna wander around looking for some of these items. Do you have any kind of? There's some big scary creatures out there. Do you have
There are many of them, yes.
any special Vistani magic to keep us safer, like non-detected from monsters that are super big? Maybe.
Well, to be fair, you have magics of your own, and I am dedicated to keeping my people safe. My brothers, my sisters, the Vistani that I travel with. I cannot let that waver in any way. You have with you, Nori, of hope. You have with you a hunter of man and monster, yeah? Mr. Laraven, with you. You have one who works in the shadows and gains confidence and gathers information with Mr. Thorn, yeah? And you have, well, whatever Xanthi is with you.
I mean, you're like a seer, right? Like you know what I am, right?
I would not pretend to know these things.
I don't know. The other Blackwoods really seem to know.
Well, we all have different knowledge to share and to learn.
All right. I mean, do you know Mona Blackwood?
Mona Blackwood.
Yes, we met her.
Is she a relative of yours?
Well, yes, she is. Where did you meet old Mona Blackwood?
On the other side?
In a swamp. Of
A
some
nice swamp.
You parted ways amicably then, it looks. I mean, you're still alive, yeah?
Yeah, I know she did us a solid. You know, like we offered her some things and she gave us a nice trade.
There
She
was
took
some
something
give
very
and some
precious to me that was taken.
That is the nature of those like Mona Blackwood. They never give without taking. They never help without helping themselves, yeah?
That was
Whatever
just
you gained from that encounter with Mona Blackwood, well, believe me, she's gained as much, if not more. But yet you are here in this place, still alive, still intact souls. Which, by the way, be careful. There are creatures about that will be attracted to soul, yeah? The very fact that you still have something so valuable will draw them to you, yeah?
Are there like celestial creatures in this plane?
It is possible. There are all sorts of creatures here. Some I have not known of. Cannot say for sure.
Is there any way to, kind of hide the fact that we've got souls and we're walking around among all these dead things?
Not to my knowledge.
useful.
And if Granny Morgan tells you that she can hide your soul for a bit, do not believe her. Do not ask favor of Granny Morgan if you can help it. Do not eat pie if you can help it. She, like Mona, always give, but always take in return. There is no, how shall I put this? Even Steven.
Right. Well, you know, sometimes you're in a position where it's even paying a lot is worth it.
I understand. Circumstances can drive people to make very difficult decisions for the right reasons.
Thank you for sharing this with us.
I have been waiting for you for a long time. My mother told me that you would come. Her mother before her.
If there's a chance we need you again, are you moving around? How do we find you?
It'd be very difficult to find us again once you leave the camp.
Okay.
Our pathways are convoluted and crisscross applesauce all over the place.
Sounds messy.
Yeah, it's interesting. We see lots of things. We meet lots of people, some destitute and full of despair, others full of hope, fighting to eke out a living and happiness in places that are otherwise dreadful. Even some of the happiest places fester with evil, corruption. But if you can hold on to hope, amidst all of the chaos of evil and despair, then you have found something very special.
Guess we're on our way to find these items. Could we stay here overnight and rest?
Of course. The hospitality of the Vistani knows no bounds. Please stay with us for a night. My brothers and sisters will take good care of you, give you a place to sleep around fire, feed you, give you more wine to drink. Yes, Mr. Loraven? More wine? You have a bit of red stain on beard.
It happens.
That sounds about right.
Very good wine.
I'm glad you like it.
He's also a very good dancer.
I do not doubt this.
Need any nighttime dancing around the fireplace?
Hey, mate, he tried to play a bit of a tune earlier and it came out a little weird. But maybe it works here.
Perhaps. Perhaps you join Sergi and Alina and Razvin, Dorina, Luzka. I must consult the spirits. Our journey tomorrow is unclear to me. But I wish you the best, and I have given you much knowledge, yeah? I have given
Thank you very
you
much.
everything, yeah?
I give her bardic inspiration for talking to the spirits.
Oh, it's like a little goose of energy. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Do what you need to do. Find these items. Perform the ritual. Find the answers that you seek, Nori. These questions of your purpose, your brother. Perhaps they will be revealed to you.
Can we do this ritual anywhere?
Once you have the items, you may perform ritual.
As long as we're not interrupted.
As long as we're not interrupted.
That's very true.
Why do I feel like we're going to get interrupted?
Well, the Countess will not go down easy. Her followers will not watch as she is overthrown, or while her power is drained away. But I believe that the Queen of Shadow, believe that Queen Acherontis He's called you here for good reason, Bibblespark. I have hope.
I am the sword bearer.
Indeed you are.
Gotta be a pretty decent purpose.
Let's hope you don't fuck it up.
I'm gonna need more than hope.
Yeah. Well, you have your friends. And you have knowledge.
That might be enough.
You have Shadowfang. With these things... Well, I wouldn't have given you all of that information if I didn't believe that it was possible. And we need it now more than ever. Do not know what Countess is up to, but something is building. The realm is darkening. The shadows are gathering. Or something. Something that could spread beyond the Shadowlands, yeah? To other places, yeah? Perhaps where you have family, friends. This is not just here. This is not just in these places. This is something that crosses the boundaries of the planes. Complete pandemonium.
Oh, wait. There's already mists in our land, where we came from. Is that this?
It is quite possible that there is something building in the place from whence you came. The very fact that you were able to cross the shadow crossing into this plane is an indication that the pieces are moving, that whatever plan the Countess has put into play is progressing. This is the time for the sword bearer and the heroes to rise against the Countess. There may be others in this realm who will rise with you. Do not write off the peoples of this land, yeah? Some of them would like to see a place of balance, not a place of darkness and evil.
Are those other sword bearers here right now, or did they come and go?
I wish I knew what their fate was, but I do not.
It's probably just us.
Also, a question: if we die here, do we just stay?
Oh yeah, forever and ever, for sure.
Well,
You'll be here stuck.
I mean, like, do we just, like, suddenly become a ghost and then we're still here?
Well, that is possibility. It is
Okay.
possible that you would be conscripted to whatever terrible plan that the Countess has in store. That you would become what you seek to destroy. That you would facilitate what you seek to stop. That just cannot happen. Yeah?
It can't. No. I think we need to rest after all this.
Well, you are welcome to spend the night with us. You will be safe here. You will get a good rest here.
Will you be here in the morning
It
when
is
we wake up?
for the mists to decide, dear.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Eva. It's a lot.
It is a lot. But I have my faith in you and your friends. Please do not prove me wrong.
We'll get it done. We'll get it done.
Very well. Well, please, find your rest. Drink more wine. Have more stew. Try to sleep as best you can. And then get to work in the morning. Put your heads together. You are the golden shears, yeah? The ones with the coffee, I've heard.
Yeah, our coffee's kind of sludgy right now, though, with the magic being weird.
Well, all the more reason to solve these riddles. To free Queen Aranchis. To follow your destiny. If nothing else, for a wonderful cup of hot coffee.
Worth
Could
it.
have a pop-up shop here.
Perhaps there is a surprising lack of good coffee here in the Shadowlands. I mean, the House of Black
I've noticed.
Lanterns is one place, and all that's about it.
We'd put our shop right across the street, of course. Like you do.
Already,
Right.
like, trying to compete with the locals.
That's a later plan.
Yeah, way too far ahead.
One step at a time. Yeah?
Baby steps. Let's get some pure blood.
Yeah, let's find the creature pure of heart that's also a hero.
And we'll know right away who it is. That they're the one.
Well, they will be very different from the other peoples that you see. Someone who is good in their heart to the core.
We can do it. That's not even gonna be the hardest one. I doubt. A holy symbol, that's gonna be something. Tomorrow, let's start figuring this out tomorrow. Tonight, we're safe. We have wine. This might be our last night of whatever this is. Pleasantness. Let's get drunk.
Very well. Good luck, heroes. The door, she gestures, and the door to the wagon just kind of opens on its own, nice and gently. It was good to meet you all.
Thank you. Des will get up and start walking out.
Oh, you're muted, Ash.
I'm just quiet. I really appreciate it, and I hope that, you know, like, everything works out for all of us.
Yes. It would not be an overstatement to say that the fate of many rely on the fate of you and your friends.
Yeah, not the first time we've heard that. Okay. I'll go try some of your wine now.
Very good. Good night. Sleep well.
You as well. Nori will get up. Nori will actually take her hand first. She'll reach her hand out. She's not going to grab Eva's hand if it's not offered, but she'll put her hand up, as in, like, to shake.
Yeah, she'll reach out and just kind of gently, touch your hand, hold on to your hand for a minute.
Nori will do the two-handed clasp. I appreciate everything. We wouldn't be able to do this without you. You are going to be a big part of the reclaiming of the Shadowlands. Thank you.
You're more than welcome. This was always my role to play. It always will be.
Nori will just do a bow, let go of her hand, and walk out.
She does like a little curtsy while you
Cute.
walk out. So Desmond walks out. Nori walks out. Xanthi, you also step out.
Oh yeah, when she went to go get some wine, she left before
Okay.
Nori finished her little speech.
All right. And Alrin, you follow as well?
Yep.
Okay. You make it back out to the fire. You can see that the festivities are still continuing. The accordion is being played. The fire has fresh logs that have been laid upon it. The flames licking high. There is laughter. People are obviously intoxicated at this point. You can see Sergi and Alina are locked arm in arm, dancing around the fire. And it looks to be a wonderful, joyous revelry that's taking place around the fire. The large Vistani man, Razvan, comes up. More wine for you then. Good talk with Eva. Time celebrate, yes?
Yeah, thank you so much.
Oh, very good. Here. And he
More
pours you each, anybody who's interested, more wine. Please dance and be joyful.
Okay. And Xanthi's gonna just kind of like pull Des aside for a moment and go. I don't think she knew what I was.
That's probably a good thing, right?
I mean, maybe. I'm just surprised because Mona knew right away.
Well, maybe she did, and she seems much nicer than Mona. But that reminds me. I think you should take this. And Des is gonna pull the ring of mind shielding off his finger. I've had this for a while now, and if there's one thing I know about it, it's no one can tell what you are when you wear it.
Like,
They can't tell if you're lying. They don't know if you're good or you're bad. And they don't know what you are. Like, they can't see that that you're different.
so you want me to wear this?
I think that it'll be good. I think this way, now that that bracelet doesn't work, that this is the next best thing.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
so-
spend some time with it and see if you don't like it, I can take it back. But
Okay. I mean, maybe. Yeah. I have a feeling that things like me are very tasty down here.
I mean, I
sounded
think
like
we all are technically, but maybe you more so,
it
more
sounded like
rare.
maybe they could smell me. I don't know. And that they said that things would like come and look at like crows and other things. I don't know.
Well, this way you can, be able to hide that part of yourself.
Okay. She'll take the ring from Des and she'll slide it on her finger.
It's good.
All right. I guess I'll attune to it tonight.
All
The
right.
sooner the better, I think.
So let's do this. As you guys return to the festivities, there are some bedrolls that have been laid down for you around the fire. And Alina, indicates to each of you in her way, she'll speak with you, telling you that they've made beds up for you. You can see that that some of them sleep in tents and some of them sleep on the ground. And you can see that there is no indication that they are winding down for the night. They are, if anything, it seems like they're winding up. More wine is being uncorked. They seem to be extremely joyful people. And you ascertain from them that they live every moment as if it is their last. As they've traveled through these realms, they tell you stories throughout the night, drunken, slurred stories of some of their adventures in other domains that are equally evil and foreboding than this one, perhaps worse. But that they travel and they trade with locals. They gather information, and they have some of them. There are other seers, such as Eva Blackwood, who hold different types of knowledge that are passed on to those who are ready to receive it or have been destined to receive it. It makes you get this sense like you're supposed to be here. Like there's all of the lines of your lives as you drink and start to sort of feel loose and kind of see this big picture. And even for a moment, you see, like, as you look up, you see the mists recede for a moment, and you see almost what you think are stars popping out of the sky. And you just feel like all of the paths that each of you has taken from the moment you were born to this time now has led you to this place for a very specific reason. It gives you a sense of hope and purpose, but also in the back of your mind, it gives you a slight bit of anxiety given the stakes that have been described to you from Eva. The partying goes on into the night, and I will go around to each of you as we close out tonight's session and ask each of you if there's anything that you would do or anything that you would like to know or do before you take your rest. So I think I will start with Desmond. If there's anything that you would like to do before taking your rest other than partaking in the revelry or maybe doing something different.
Nothing comes to mind. I think he's just going to prepare to not be in such comfort for a little while. So he's going to kind of make a point to, refill his water and kind of, maybe ask the Vistani if they can, part with any rations.
Okay.
That kind of
Absolutely.
thing.
Absolutely.
Just kind of get prepared.
Yep. Very businesslike. They're able to provide you with fresh water. You have no idea how they have fresh water, by the way, but they have fresh water. It tastes amazing. It's clear as the clearest stream you've ever seen. You're able to fill your water skins if you have water skins. They're able to provide you with some rations, some bread, some dried meats. Well spiced. Not cursed. There's a little label on the packaging that says guaranteed to not be cursed.
Guaranteed not cursed.
Yeah. So yeah, you're able to gather some supplies for what lies ahead for sure. Very smart move. We'll go next to Xanthi.
Well, she's gonna attune to the ring of mind shielding.
Okay.
So that she can protect her little celestial self. And gosh, I don't know. She's just gonna curl up by the fire and, you know, like try to sleep.
Okay. Yeah. We'll say for the sake of preparation for our next session that it's the most restful sleep that you've had in a long time. Very restful. Even though there's this sort of realization taking place of what lies ahead, the wine, the food, you look at these people's faces and they are so joyful and happy, and it reminds you maybe of moments from your past where you were carefree as a young child. You see that same sort of childlike glee on these people's faces, and it makes you feel really good. And as a result, you're able to get a really, really wonderful night's sleep. We'll go to Alrin next.
I mean, as the social person that I am and having some drinks, I'm definitely going to try to get any information I can from any of them about these 5 items we're going after. Any kind of idea at all. Any thoughts or anything, just, you know, kind of, hey, you know, we're trying to, you know, use this scroll, and, you know, we're going to go out there, it's going to be dangerous. Does anybody have any idea, like, hey, have you heard anything about, you know, the Reaper? Anything about the Reaper we should know? Should I be afraid? You know, I'm afraid of nothing, but should I be afraid? Should I be afraid of Nori with the pies or about the Reaper? What's worse? I mean, I need to.
Okay.
How do you get flames from the void? How do you keep those?
I'm gonna try to zhuzh up the charisma and while drinking and dancing with whoever.
Got it. Well, first of all, let me thank Blue Cottage D&D for the awesome raid. Thank you guys for raiding in. We really appreciate you. We're kind of winding down our session here, going around the table as we are about to take our rest in a very fortuitous encounter with a group of traveling Vistani in a place known as the Shadowlands, chasing down one of our players, Nori Bibblespark's backstory here on the Heroes of Greyhawk. Thank you all for being here. We really appreciate it. If you like what we're doing, please consider a follow. All right, Alrin, I will say this. You get the sense that most of these individuals that you are dancing and carrying on with have very little and limited knowledge of the things that you had a conversation with Eva about. So you met with Madam Eva and she gave you some very specific goals and described some very specific items that you need to find to conduct this ritual, right? But they don't, these are not people who dabble in that level of lore or storytelling. But they say things like, oh, we have no, there's no question in our minds that you'll be successful. Look at you, you're a hero. You know, like they are it's almost like they're coming on to you at times because they're so like positive in their faith and in their belief that you can do whatever you set your mind to. You probably do some flourishes with your sword as like a show of like dexterity and skill, and you know they're wowed and they'd clap, and they throw another log on the fire, another cork is taken out of a wine bottle as they pour wines round. They tell you that it would be wise to keep an eye on your friend who has partaken in the pies from Granny Morgan. As they all know Granny Morgan. Granny Morgan has quite a reputation as one who, we'll say, lures in those with vibrant souls so that she can consume them. And that she will go through a process, much like kind of like a Hansel and Gretel situation, where she will feed the soul. She will enrich the spirit and the hope so that the meal is that much more interesting.
I was reading your mind. I got that.
Yep. So you pick up on the fact that, yeah, it's a dangerous business. But you don't get any real insights on where these things might be, but And they say that they have all the faith that you'll have no problem finding these things. Maybe even get a kiss or two throughout the night.
At some point, I got to use this Greyhawk hero coin that Scottish Jeff gave me to get some information about some stuff. I don't know when the right time to do that is, Dave.
Well, you could try to use it right now if you wanted to.
Perhaps not at the very end of the stream, maybe at the beginning of the next stream. Right?
I mean, if you want to use it, that's your coin to use. You can use it whenever you want to. That's totally up to you.
Man, you know, we got a mystery ahead of ourselves, gang. I think it'd be a good time to do it.
Okay. All right, so you're going to use the hero coin.
Yeah.
Is what I'm hearing. Okay, very smart. All right, so give me a D10 roll, please, as you burn the hero coin. Now, for those of you that are just joining us, hero coins can be used for I know a guy, I have a thing for that, kind of or you can use it to re-roll if you need to, but it can only be used once. You can only have one at a time as well. So here we go.
Number 5.
Okay. You describe in the revelry the perhaps rattling off what you recall from the conversation with Madam Eva, describing the items and having a conversation with, we'll say that you're having a conversation with Razvan. Oh, yes. Oh, very difficult quest you're on. Yeah. More wine? Of course. Eclipse Shard. Yeah, Eclipsean Shard. Is that what you say? Well, it seems to me perhaps you have already in your possession, yeah? And with that, he passes out. Drunk off the wine. And that, I think we will move on from there as you have done your thing, and we'll move over to Nori for our last little epilogue here. Is there anything, Nori, that you would like to do as the festivities are in full swing, except for Razvan, who just passed out?
Yeah. Lori's gonna remove herself from the bright firelight, go back kind of like in the shadows a little bit. Still on the camp, of course. She's gonna draw her sword. She's gonna kind of gently and absent-mindedly kind of caress it a little bit. Touch the sharp ends. Shadowfang. That's what we're calling you now. She'll lower the sword and look up into possibly an open sky. Your days of being trapped are numbered, my queen. Your sword bearer is coming. She will unsummon the sword after a moment. Look over at everyone, make sure nobody's looking. Go into her bag. Pull out some pie. And help herself to a full fucking serving.
You mean a whole pie, right?
No, the one a serving is 1/4. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, 1/4 of the pie is a serving. So you're just gonna do one serving.
For the
Got
moment.
it.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. So you consume the pie like a heroin addict in a back alley, shoveling this delicious, wonderfully spiced meat and vegetable laden pastry into your mouth. It's fucking great. So good. And it's not long after that that you drift off into a fantastic slumber that is marked by a beautiful memory. It's definitely a dream, but it's maybe not exactly how it happened, but it's a memory from your childhood, the time with your brother. I don't know if you're prepared to do this, Shell, but is there a specific memory that Nori would be dreaming about at this moment?
Nori would be dreaming of playing hide and seek with her brother around the shed that houses a lot of hay. So it always ends up with hay in our mouths and in our hair and on our clothes because we're always hiding in the hail bay. It's a silly game that we play because we always know where the other person is. But it's familiar and happy. And it feels great.
It's a beautiful, soothing, warming memory. And as you're digging through the hay, looking for Nalvin, giggling, you can hear his laughter. You're pulling hay out of the way, expecting to see him hiding beneath the hay. But you don't see him, and you keep pulling the hay. You keep pulling it aside, expecting that your brother is right there. You could hear him laughing, but it's not there, and you're pulling the hay back. You stop for a minute, you hear laughter from up above you, and this big block of hay, this bale comes down and lands right on your head, kind of knocking you to the ground, and you're laughing. Fucking Nalvin. What a little troublemaker he is. But you're covered in this hay, it's dark, and you pull it away as you kind of scramble out, calling his name. And as you do, you find yourself on this barren landscape. The farm gone. The bales of hay gone. Just at your feet is scrub grasses on a dried, cracked ground. You look ahead and you see someone standing. You can hear cries. You can hear the clatter of sword on sword, shields being raised to intercept blade. People calling out in pain as they are killed on a battlefield. You see someone standing with their back to you, dressed in all black. They're standing over something. Someone laying on the ground. "30, 40 feet from where you stand. You now realize you're not in the same place. You're not in that dream. You're in something different. Something unexpected. Cries of pain around you. You watch as this individual turns towards you. You gaze upon yourself. Inky black eyes, gripping shadow fang, wreathed in shadow and dark necrotic energy. You watch as this dark version of yourself wipes the blade across their pant leg as if to wipe off the blood from the blade. They step aside. You see laying at their feet the body of your lifeless brother. And they run at you with sword raised, preparing to attack you. And that, my friends, is where we're going to end tonight's session. Thank you all for joining us tonight for Heroes of Greyhawk. We really appreciate you raided into us and hanging out with us as we get weird. and wacky and yeah, and all those things. Hey, look, thanks a lot, you guys, for rating in. We really appreciate it. Blue Cottage D&D, you guys are awesome. Thanks for all the follows. Thanks for the subs. Thanks for just being here with us. That's really what we like. We just like your energy, bringing it to the chat and hanging out with us. If you are interested, we are giving away a copy of Esmeralda's Guide to Ravenloft. I'm going to put the information in the chat here. All you got to do to win, it's pretty simple. Type !drawing to get in on the action, and we're going to go ahead and draw a lucky winner here in just 1 second. After we draw our winner, we're going to go ahead and do our part to raid into another one of the fantastic people that are out there playing TTRPGs on the interwebs. And I am going to be looking for that while my friends here and players, amazing players, you guys, this was a fantastic session. The RP was really, really good. And this really fills my cup. So thank you very much. Let's go around the table and just say whatever you want to say. Let people know who you are. If you got something going on, please let them know. Otherwise, whatever thoughts are running through your mind here as we're getting really deep into Nori's dark backstory. Let's start with Shelly. Shelly,
Hey,
how you
what's
doing?
up? Good. How are you?
Good.
Hey guys, I'm Shelly, also known as Flea Monkey. Yeah, also known as Hey, it's Flea Monkey out in the threads and the Instagram. Let's see. I don't even know what's going on right now. You can find me here every Tuesday night, and tomorrow night I'll be over on Tithalanos' channel doing some Pathfinder. We just had a TPK over on our Shadow Dark. So, if you want to come on over and have your player killed right away, you should totally come join us. Check our Discord. Die in the dark with us. It's actually really fun.
Yeah, we do have a good time over there.
Yeah, the TPK was actually really fun.
That was one of those
weird.
sessions where nothing that I prepared was used. Not a single thing that I prepared was used. Yeah.
Damn dragon.
Random encounter with the forest dragon. So there you go.
Yay.
Yay. Even though you survived that encounter and then got yourself killed in a totally different way. But anyways, Shell, thanks for being here. Really love playing D&D with you and other games. I couldn't do this without you because literally you served this backstory up to me like a diabolical pastry, and I ate all of it. I
gave you a kernel and you made a cornfield out of it. A death cornfield. So
yeah, you gotta love warlocks.
Cornfield of death.
Yeah, that is the quote of the night. The cornfield of death. Shelly, thank you very much. Let's jump over to Chad, Mr. Vamp Wickman. Hello, Vamp. How you doing, buddy? How are you?
All right, how you doing, Dave?
I'm doing great, man.
Thanks for running. Thanks for scaring us more.
Hey, if you're scared, it's working.
And getting our characters drunk, at least mine.
Yeah, that was fun.
A good thing.
Hey, smart use of your hero coin, by the way. That was great. I think that was a good time to use it.
I thought so.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll get some information before this, murder hide and seek. I think
you've got
that's good.
You got some things ahead of you, so that was good.
But yeah, thanks for running. Chad,
my pleasure.
Here. I'm here on Tuesdays playing Heroes of Greyhawk, and hopefully I'll be on Sunday on the Gary Con Live channel and having a blast. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Glad you're here. Glad you're part of this crew, man. Let's jump over to Ashley.
Hey everybody, I'm Ashley, also known as Minnesota Muse. You can find me as Minnesota Muse on our Discord, on Blue Sky, or as Minnesota Muse 99 on Threads. And this is the only place you can find me right now. So if you want to see more of me, come back next Tuesday.
We got exclusive rights to Ashley's time on Tuesday nights. So we really appreciate that, Ashley. And the player with the character who has the most mysterious backstory, without a doubt. So I'm excited to see where that takes us when we start to delve into that side of this campaign. So we've got little hints along the way, but there's obviously a lot more to uncover with that. So I'm excited to see what happens with that. Let's jump over to Andy G. Threde.
Thanks, Dave. As usual, awesome game, everybody. What's up? This is Andy, also known as Andy G3D here on Twitch. And sometimes, you know, in other places around the internet. You can find me here every Tuesday night playing Dez, dodging all of Dave's random curses he throws at me every time we play.
So many.
And yeah, just having a good old time. And then, yeah, come over to our Discord, hang out. We have a good time over there.
Hell yeah, we do. A
Yeah.
lot of gifts. It's like gift
A lot of
heavy.
gifts.
Every morning you get your daily dose of coffee
Yeah.
gifts, which I look forward to that every morning. So I love it. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Andy. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to seeing you very soon, my friend. All right, look, I'm DM Dave. You guys know me. Let's give some shit away.
Yeah.
Now look, we are going to give away Esmeralda's Guide to Ravenloft. I mean, maybe if you guys had an Esmeralda, things might be a little bit streamlined here in the Shadowlands, but we currently don't. But who knows? Who knows? You never know what's going to happen. You don't know. Exactly. Shelly, you know that you don't know. It's, that's part of it. Okay. Now, the way we do this is Ashley gives us a ceremonial 5-second countdown, and we've been doing this forever. And I don't know if we'll ever stop doing it because it's too much fun. All right, look, this is your last chance. ! Drawing to get in on the action. We're going to give this shit away right now. Ashley, if you would please give us the 5-second countdown.
All right, everybody, last chance for your free loot. Put in your code now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go.
Here we go. Old School FRP has won the giveaway again. Old School has kind of taken on the role of Cardman, I think, a little bit.
Yep.
Congratulations, Old School. I will connect with you to make sure that you get your digital copy of Esmeralda's Guide to Ravenloft. Look, we are going to raid into our friends at Feast of Dice. We're going to have a good time over there. Make sure you give them some good old-fashioned Guild Superior love as we raid into them. They look like they're playing some sort of a D&D game, and it looks like they're getting into some serious business. So let's go ahead and raid them, guys. Let's get those raid numbers up. We'll see you next Tuesday for more Heroes of Greyhawk. Peace out, my friends. Love you very much. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.